Hi everyone, Paul here from the Traveling Traders. Today is Wednesday, the 8th of March, and my YouTube channel is now, 7 or 8 days old. And if you haven't made money in the markets, especially the Nasdaq that I've been showing you all about what's coming next, if you haven't made money in the last week, we need to have a real sit down and have a chat because I'm trying to tell you before something happens what to expect next. There's a lot of channels out there that talk about the markets, but they tend to look backwards and look left and say, oh, look, we could have bought there and sold there and everything. I'm really trying to show you Elliott Wave theory here to what expect next in the market before it happens. And just about every single video I've put out so far, it's worked that way exactly as predicted to a T. So I just want to do a quick review of what's happened the last couple of days and tell you again what to expect next on the market tomorrow and where I am looking for some awesome trading opportunities. Now, in that intro that I just shared, I'm really not trying to be insensitive or obtuse. I do understand that day trading is a very tough game. Over 90% of people, at least that I have seen, lose a lot of money and blow accounts. And so in my case, I've been trading the market since 2014, so I've got a lot of experience and thousands of hours watching these charts and watching them move. And in all of my experience, Elliott Wave theory has been the most consistent, the most reliable trading strategy that I've ever come across. And so I'm trying to show you how it works on the chart. I have a free, less than 1 hour's worth of watch time, worth of videos on my website, thetravelingtraders.com. If you haven't had a look at it yet, what are you waiting for? It's all free. Just go on there, put in your username and password. There's no credit card to share, and it's going to change your day trading life. And I'm trying to demonstrate before something happens what to expect next. Now, if you refer to yesterday's video, I was showing the Elliott Wave theory play out on the chart over the last few days. Now, Elliott waves, just very quickly again, how do they work? They work in a 5-wave sequence followed by a correction. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and 5 completes the sequence, followed by what they call an ABC or some sort of correction. Now, each one of these waves tends to have its own personality, its own set of rules and guidelines of how to trade them, what to do, and that is exactly what my free video course is all about. Before you go out there spending thousands of dollars on trading courses, first watch that free video series on my website. It'll change everything for you. But now let's put my money where my mouth is, and if you refer to yesterday, what did I say? I said we saw a 5-wave sequence on the chart, and we went through all of the rules as to why that they were followed perfectly and why that was all correct. At that point, this is where we were when I did my video, and I said we can expect an ABC correction back down to roughly around 12,140. I think that was the number, around that range. And so why? Because after a sequence higher, we expect an ABC correction at least to about 50% the length of that entire movement. And so let's just draw a 50% level going up for that entire move. We said that was about the area that we were looking to get an ABC correction down. And don't forget, that ABC correction will have its own 5-way sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if that is the case, what happened? Let's just draw a line here so that we can just get rid of some of the scratchings on the chart and not get confused. So that was the 50% level of this entire up move. So then, okay, let's have a look. What happened? There was a movement down, which I actually thought would happen at the start of the day. It didn't. It tried to, but then the buyers just took it up again. And then it happened later in the day to end flat for the day. But then correct higher is what we would expect, only to have the sellers to come back in to try to bring it down for an ABC correction. Right, what happened? Let's have a look at yesterday. It's exactly what happened. And there's no coincidence that it's starting to bounce around dead in its tracks at that very level. There is your ABC correction, and the market went to about, what was that price? Look at that. exactly where we expected it to go. So now if we look at this, what did I say? I said that we can expect a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, higher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Paul, I don't see a 5-wave sequence there. That just looks like a straight movement down. Uh-huh. This is a 15-minute chart. If we take this to a 5-minute chart and we zoom in, which is the chart that I like to trade, either a 5-minute or 1-minute chart, that's the chart I like to use to get in on the trade. Tell me something. That is what we saw on the 15-minute chart that just looked like a bolt down. But now, how does it look to you now if you try to find the waves? Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave sequence. A, B, C correction higher. What are we expecting next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is exactly what happened, by the way. It went down in that sequence. I'll show you that in a minute. But now, did that follow all of the Elliott Wave patterns and rules? Well, let's have a double check. The wave 1 corrected to the target zone perfectly. Again, watch the video series. You'll find out all the rules in there. But there is the first rule ticked. But then when we see that, we can then use that information to draw out some targets for wave 3. Look at that. There's no coincidence that it's just bouncing around that level right there. It's because that was the target zone for the wave 3 move. What was the other bit of confirmation? Well, if you take the high of wave 1 and you connect it to the high of wave 2, we copy and paste that channel to the low of wave 1. What you want to see then is that level of resistance. You want to see it blow through that. That is the level of confirmation that you're dealing with a wave 3. What you do not want to see is the market do this, bounce around, because that's more of a corrective move, and at any point it could just blast higher. So not as reliable. This is confirmation of what I want to see. Now that you see that, we know that the market likes to retrace to around 38% pullback of wave 3. It got very, very close before it blasted down. So all of this was information that we knew. Then, what happened yesterday? Well, I said that let me go back to a 15-minute chart. But I said we can expect an ABC yesterday, only to sell it back down. Again, I did also say that that move down, we can expect the length of that move to double up. And it got very, very close. That was one area of a target that the market was looking for. There's also the measured move that you can do with another level of support. It got to that area. Now, drawing a fib down, look what happened now. There was that A move down. It retraced to the 38%, which it loves to do, and then it started selling off again. And I'm sure by now you can see the Elliott Wave sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're correcting. Now what do you expect for today? Where is the market going next? Right now we have got buckets worth of support for this market to want to at least try to go higher. So what do I mean? Let's go to a 1 hour chart and go back even further. Back in early January, we had this monster move up that went through all of January. We had waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's correcting A, B, C down, A, B, C. What are the odds? What do you think that level is relative to that strong up move through January and February? Let's draw our fibs and, well, bugger me sideways. Have a look at what I see. There is the 50% zone. It bounced off of it beautifully to confirm that was an entire 5-wave sequence up, correcting down. I bet that this market, not only did it just bounce off of that like a jackrabbit, this market is going to love to try to retest that high over there. Almost $13,000. I'll just make that the round number. That is the target that I am looking for. However, I do not trade a 1 hour time frame. I trade a 5-minute time frame. All I'm looking for in the market on each given day is 100 ticks. That is what I'm looking for. So at this point, I know my bias, given Elliott Wave theory, is to the upside right now. We've had this entire correction down. I am now looking for a sequence to go up. This could be a wave 1, 2, 3. The moment I see something like this happen, that there is a wave 3 up, I'm then going to look to confirm with all of the Elliott Wave rules that I talk about in my video series that that is a wave 3. And then I'm going to try to draw my channels and then just try to find areas of support like this. And then I will be looking for a pullback to the 38.2% of wave 3 to buy this back up again. Target the high, just target 100 ticks, whatever you're looking for. But have a look for that sequence from here. 1, 2, 3. The moment you see that blast of wave 3, it's time to sit up straight in your seat, to switch everything else off, watch the market. Be patient until that comes. Wait for your 1, 2, 3. The second you see that number 3, be prepared, because the pullback area, you're going to find areas of support to want to buy that sucker back up again to retest the high of wave 3. That's what I'm looking for today. Bullish bias, game on. Let's put on our game faces, make some money out of this thing. Happy trading, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.